So this is a bit of a mess. It's part of my backyard. That thing is a solar oven, and there's an old bench an old garden bench that we didn't use anymore, and those bottles are offcuts from my bottle wall project. And there's a worm farm, and there's another solar oven, and here's a honey extractor. And one thing that they've got, all of them got in common, is they are not being used at the moment, and they're in the way of my next project. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up an aquaponics system here from the edge of the cabin over there up to there where the roof, where the door starts. I'm going to put the bin on this side. I'm going to put the tubes over this. So most of the mission of this morning will be just to clear this out and find some other home for it, and then I'm going to start carting the components of the aquaponics over here. And if I'm lucky, I can get this thing going by this evening. Okay, so step one is done. I've cleaned up all of that. Now let's go fetch everything. Right, so this is where we are now. We brought the flow bin here, and we're using these pallets as the supports for the pipes, which we're going to bring in next, and we're going to cut them off so that they don't interfere with the cabin there with the door. So we're going to cut it off from there and then bring them across to here. Just to show closer, we took some old second-hand L brackets, and we just attached them there. We had to put them at an angle like that because this isn't completely straight, but it's just to give some lateral strength so this thing doesn't rock. Okay, so here we have it, and the water will be pumped out of the sump there, where the fish will be kept. This is where the sump is. The fish will be kept there. The water will be pumped through. There's a pipe running over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. And then it runs across, and then here it gets by the spreader. It goes into the 4 pipes, and it then runs along. The fish get the nutrients out. It then drops into this tank, which will have a grow bed, and I'm going to do an experiment in well, not immediately. I'm just going to start this thing with some organic fertilizer, but eventually I'm going to put a grow bed in here made out of biochar, and so that water will drop in here and it will start filling up, and when it reaches a certain point in this valve siphon, will flush the clean water into the bottom tank, right, which is where the fish will be kept. So they'll be fed there, and their waste material now gets pumped out, and it goes across, and it goes in there and comes back here. It feeds all the plants, and it feeds everything it's in here, and then it flushes down as clean water back to the fish, and it's oxygenated and everything. This is going to be epic. And this is what it looks like from up top here. At this point we have 4 pipes in there, but I can scale that up, double the amount of pipes. That would of course then limit my access to the grow bed here, but I could, if I still want to use the grow bed, I could just shorten those pipes. And this is such a cool system. Let me get rid of that pot. This is such a cool system. Aquaponics is amazing. Okay, so we just switched this guy on, and we have our first water flow. So now it's just a case of shimming that and getting that perfectly level. Okay, so here we have the inlet, and this is where everything drops out. This is going to be the grow bin. That's our bell siphon, and when this tank reaches a certain level around about there, then this thing flushes automatically, and it flushes all the water down into the bottom tank, which is where the fish will be kept. Okay, so a week ago I put some spinach seed in here. I just took these little pots, I filled them with coconut peat, as you can see there, and then I attached a piece of string to the bottom to serve as a wick, and so that's wicking water into these little pots. And as you can see, 1 week later, look at that, Here's another one. And there they are, growing beautifully. This is doing very well. I'm really happy with this. Look at this little guy, already got his secondary little leaves there as well. Check that out. And that one too. So this is pretty nifty. I'm really happy with this. Some of the pots didn't germinate, and so I'm just going to give it a couple more days, like this one over here, and this one, that one, that one, this one. I'm going to give it a few more days. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't show any signs of life, then I'll just put in new seeds, and boom, we're in business. Also just wanted to show you, here you can see the little roots coming out already. There's one, and let's take another one. Let's look over here. Yep, there's tiny little roots coming out, reaching for the water. As soon as they reach the water, then yeah, there's a nice root as well. As soon as it reaches the water, then the wick will not have any purpose anymore, but I'm just going to leave it in there. It's not doing any harm. Alright, so I don't have fish in this yet, and it's going to take about 6 weeks to stabilize. So in the meantime, what I'm doing is I'm just adding some of this organic stuff, organic plant food, and general fertilizer, eco-friendly, etc., etc. And all I do is I just add a little bit of it to the water, and the plants are these ones were in it from the previous owner when I got this. They've really darkened, their color has turned beautifully, and there's been quite good growth. I decided I'm just going to leave them in until the new ones over there, until they start growing, if they reach an adequate size. And I haven't seen better growth in these, because these plants have been in here a long time. If I don't see better growth here, then I will replace these, and I will then put, same as what I did over there, I will put seeds in here as well. But in the meantime, they haven't done anything wrong yet, and they look like they're going to seed as well. So I'm fine with that. If that happens, then that's okay. Then I can harvest those same seeds and put them in the new pots. Okay, so this is just over a month later. Look at all this growth. Look at this beautiful spinach. This is great. And these are the babies. They're about 5 weeks, I think. They're about 5 weeks old. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, remember to like and subscribe. Bye.